7:06 our time, the 31st of July of 2026. Can you believe it? No, me neither. What the heck, man? How did we get here? How is it possible that I'm trying to push these buttons and get the TVs to do what I want
What are
to do,
you
and
doing,
I
Richard?
can't get the TVs. There we go. All right.
Did you get them right? There we go. Very good.
I'm multitasking, and I'm not very good at it, obviously.
Well, it's a little difficult.
Yeah, boy, we got a little rain in the forecast tomorrow, about a 70% chance, as a matter of fact. Tiny chance this afternoon, 92 for a high. Tomorrow's high, 88. Sunday, when the chance of rain is 40%, 87 for a high. It looks to me like we might have some moisture over the weekend and a possibility, like a 1 to 2 out of 5 when it comes to severity of the stormage. Now, the question is, what time are we talking about?
That's a
Do we
good
know?
question.
Do we
No,
know? We don't know.
I've not seen the timeline. No,
I've heard it coming in possibly as early as tonight.
that could be.
It'll be late tonight, though. I mean, not.
It's raining down at the beach. I know that. Those Panama City's getting hammered this morning.
Man, I'll tell you what.
So
The beach cannot catch a break.
it's just been a very wet summer.
It really has. This has been one of the wettest, most humid summers that I can recall. It's been a rough one, man. Flipsy's Furniture's got designer furniture at wholesale prices. I love these Southern Motion recliners. You'll find them at the, you can find them at both locations, actually, but they carry them, a lot of them, at the Hoover location, which is on Highway 31 across from the Galleria. The other location, of course, in Irondale, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard. You're going to find something that will fit almost any decor there. Living room, dining room, bedroom, of course. But also things like, I don't know, knickknacks, the stuff that you might just, have sitting out on your coffee table as a nice decorative piece of work. They've got artwork that is hanging on the walls. They have got chandeliers and hanging lights that you can purchase, lamps as well. You could just go and buy a mattress. One of the best mattress stores in town is Flipsy's Furniture. Stop by 1811 Crestwood Boulevard. Ask about the basement because there's more down there. 28,000 square feet of showroom. And then the Hoover Centric store in Hoover next to 2nd and Charles. You can't go wrong. Flipsy'sFurniture.com. It's a great place to start. Flipsy'sFurniture.com. Designer furniture, wholesale prices. Let's do it.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, I know we were all sitting on pins and needles wondering what Mike Pence thought about the war with Iran.
Did we?
Thank God we now have an answer. The Iranians opened the door to an MOU that could have achieved our objectives, verified dismantling of the nuclear weapons, verified dismantling of the ballistic missile program, ending support for terrorist proxies, restoring freedom of navigation through the strait. But they then decided that they were going to completely ignore the MOU that they signed. And Mike Pence says, this is what you get. You get bombed when that happens. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mike. We weren't sure.
We kind of already knew that, didn't
we
we not?
kind
We
of
had a pretty
figured.
good idea of that.
Why did we need to hear you say it? I don't know. Anyway, this continuous bombing, which, by the way, we did more yesterday. We hit more of the bridges and more of the power plants and hit more of the strategery places, military bases, and so on and so forth in Iran. Don't have any idea what kind of damage we're doing to their personnel. We know that we're doing quite a bit of damage to the real estate there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Trump warned them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to try bombing some of our U.S. military installation places like in Jordan, and try to lob those in there. We'll stop it, and then we're gonna hammer you, and that's what we're doing.
That is exactly what is going on.
And the other thing too is Donald Trump's going to be at Camp David and with his cabinet. They're going to be talking more about how they're going to move forward with this war as well. What they're gonna do.
I'll be interested to see what comes out of this. They probably won't come out and make an announcement. It'll probably be they'll come out and then we'll see some things take place because the last thing they want to do is telegraph exactly what it is they're doing. But yes, the Board of Peace and the mediating countries of Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the United States are pleased to announce that Hamas has agreed to a detailed roadmap for implementing the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire. That includes Hamas actually disarming. This is the claim that was made yesterday. And I'm interested, by the way, that the Board of Peace on X spells Turkey Turkiye. When did we start this? I saw this in the World Cup.
They did this. I know. We did this during the. We're like, what is this country?
Is this so we don't confuse it with
Is this a new country? We don't know.
We don't want to confuse it with the delicious bird. Is that what's going on here? Is that why we're doing that?
Leave it Turkey. Huh? Just leave it.
I mean, we
Makes it
understand
easy.
Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Just spell it the way it's spelled. What are you
Right.
trying to do? Anyway, this is supposedly a roadmap representing an historic breakthrough, and Hamas disarming leads the way for A, Israel to depart Gaza, and B, Gaza to begin being rebuilt. Now, you can't allow the Palestinians or Hamas
To
to
remain
rebuild
there.
Gaza, because if they do, they're just going to start digging tunnels again.
Yep.
That's what they did the first time, and that's why we've decided that we're not going to allow that to happen. And you say, well, you're not even there. How can you possibly, the U.S., have any say in this sort of thing? Well, we're the ones who brokered the entire peace agreement. So we have a pretty big say in things, and in fact, everybody that was involved in it said this would never have happened without Donald Trump being a part of the process. So, we forget that's really one of the more major accomplishments that he's achieved in his 18 months he's been in office,
It is amazing, and glad to see that he was able to do that, because it is a big part. And again, all of us have hope that it holds together. I'm going to be a little reserved in
Sure.
what we know about Hamas and how they operate. Not much
Absolutely.
different than Iranians and how they operate. And
Almost
it's just-
exactly,
Yeah.
given the fact that they're funded by Iran.
Yeah,
But I think
works
part of the
well.
problem here for Hamas is their funding has been cut off. Iran is now busy trying to just feed themselves. So they can't be sending weaponry, and they can't be sending money out to Hamas, and they can't really be sending it to Yemen for the Houthis. This is kind of a multi-level blow. When we went into Iran, we did a lot of stuff that all ties together. And I'm not sure that you would have this agreement with Hamas if Iran was still in a position to be able to send them money and send them weapons. They might never have come to the table for this agreement now that they realize that they are cut off. They don't have much of a choice. So nice to see. Nice to see. Good job, Mr. President. Police officers in 2 St. Clair County departments are out of a job. One terminated, one resigned following investigations that turned up evidence of suspected misuse of flock cameras. Flock cameras, automated license plate readers system, is used by law enforcement to track vehicle movements around cities and on highways. An officer in Springville, and an officer in Moody was terminated earlier this month. We do not know exactly what it is they did with these flock cameras. I mean, were they following, were they stalking people?
Maybe.
Were they using them to follow their wives and figure out where they were going during off hours?
Strong possibility there.
Yeah.
That happens. But you
Yeah.
can't do this.
No.
And they're really cracking down on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not playing with this.
Yeah.
And if it's happening in departments outside of these two, they're going to come down on you because you cannot do this.
The flock cameras are there for a reason, and it's good
That's
reasons.
to find criminals that maybe have fled a bank robbery.
Yeah.
That's why you use
Amber
the flock.
alerts,
Right.
things
Amber
of
alerts are
that
very
nature.
important.
Yeah.
Other than that, hands off the flock cameras. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to be employed anymore.
It's weird because there are, license plate readers that are used for other things. Like in Florida, of course, they have the tolls. Every other road in Florida is a toll road. And if you don't have one of those things that you just stick on your windshield so you can just kind of cruise directly
Ticket.
underneath the big
You're gonna
pole,
get a ticket.
bing, yeah, it'll grab your license plate, and it'll be like, oh, now we have to send you this ticket for X amount of money. I'm like, well, if you can get my license plate, why don't you just send me a bill for the toll? I'll do that. You don't need to send me a ticket for that.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to pay your little toll. Not trying to trivialize your little toll. Don't get me wrong here. Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing, GTauctions.com. They've got some interesting stuff coming up in Tuscaloosa here. But let's talk about you and selling your property. It's really, there's so much guesswork involved in it. When you have your house, maybe the old homestead, maybe mom and dad's house, and it's time to go ahead and put it on the market, you don't have a prayer of a guess as to what you should be charging for that thing. And if you price it too low, it's going to sell too fast. You're going to feel like you left money on the table. If you price it too high, it languishes. It sits there sometimes for months on end. And then people begin to wonder what's wrong with it. Why is that not selling? And that sort of adds to the panic and the horrible feelings that you're having as you sit and your property languishes. Letting the market set the price is the secret. Bringing the market to you rather than trying to sell that piece of property. Why not go ahead and let someone buy it from you? That's the way that Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing thinks, and that's the way it works. You're also dealing with a great situation where you're getting the highest market value because it is an auction. It's a bidding war for your piece of property. And then the buyer pays all the closing costs, and the buyer pays the cost of sale. There's nothing not to like about this. Find out more at gtauctions.com, gtauctions.com. Granger, Thagard, Auction Marketing. If you already have a listing agent, you can bring them along, and they can become educated on the world of auctions as well. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and you're probably going to want to do business with Granger, Thagard, Auction Marketing, gtauctions.com. How would they write these lyrics out, actually, in karaoke?
We look it up.
Eddie Murphy talked about that a lot, talking about James Brown.
Yeah.
Let's look it up, right?
720. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We are Dixon and Vining, and we are here on a Friday that looks like it's going to be a good one. Drier than it has been recently, but that'll change tomorrow when the wet stuff comes and finds its way into our lives. Oh, hooray.
Yeah.
Some stormage. The severe stuff is going to be north of us, but who knows? People up there listening on the app, you should be prepared. Okay.
Yeah, the 2 out of 5 is Huntsville, Decatur. We're kind of in the 1 out of 5 marginal risk.
We're number 1, baby.
So, like between north of Montgomery to just north of Birmingham, Gadsden, kind of in that 1 risk.
Around
the number 2, the
that
2 to 5, 2 out of 5, north Alabama.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
The Birmingham Stallions, as you have no doubt heard, are leaving Birmingham over stadium issues. They say the stadium's just too big.
Is it the stadium or is it the number of people that they want butts in the seat?
Fair question. They said they were averaging between 5,000 and 6,000 last season, right? 5,000 and 6,000 actual people in the stands. Others are doing better. There are some that are doing worse, to be honest with you. So we're not, the absolute dead last, but it is difficult to believe that Birmingham, a city that saw the championship 3 years in a row, first 3 years of this, USFL and then UFL, first 3 years champions, can't get excited about it. We have a history of just not having that secondary team workout for us. Going back to the Barracuda, going back to the Fire, the World League of American Football, the We Laugh. I don't even remember the name of the team we had there. But
let me see. That turned into NFL Birmingham Fire.
That was a Fire. Okay. I believe we had the Birmingham Sausage Links at one point. That was I don't know what we were thinking there.
I don't know. I think, going forward, these folks need to look at the history of what's worked and what hasn't worked. And this seems to be tried over and over and over again, and we're getting the same result.
Yeah.
And there's no offense to these guys in the team, and people are proud, and there's people that support it. You just can't get the support that you do with college football.
Can I tell
and it's
you?
like when college football is over with, it's like people are done.
Yeah. Can I tell you who I feel really bad for?
A.J. McCarron.
Exactly. A.J. McCarron was like, I'm running for lieutenant governor, and I'm in the lead, and things are going well. How'd you like to coach the Stallions? Screw that. I'm gonna coach the Stallions. Never mind. 1 year later, it's like, oh, sorry. Ooh, sucks to be you. Ouch.
There's a part of me that wants to say, and this is not a huge part of it, by the way, but the fact that every single game was televised on either ABC or ESPN or Fox, I think also hurt. You could just stay at home and watch the Stallions game instead of going downtown.
And I did exactly that.
On multiple occasions.
Unfortunately, that's kind of a problem because if you are able to do that at the house, I mean, if you make this for television and you've got it set to where you can make money by just being a televised league, you're in good shape. But if you're counting on tickets, you got a problem if you're televising and it's not sold out in its hometown.
It has been a long time since I have lived in a city with an NFL team. I don't remember the last one that I guess Minneapolis. I mean, that's how far back it goes because every other city I've lived in hasn't even been, close enough to a city to consider it to be, part of like one of the outlying areas, the suburbs or whatever the case may be. But I do remember that back when the NFL was still in one would say nascent stages. I mean, we were only a few years after the start of actually having a championship game. People forget that. That's 60 years old. Having a championship game in the NFL is only about 60, 62 years old right now. The first one was 62 or 63, if I recall correctly.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was later than that, 67.
67?
Yeah.
Okay, so
66.
Wow. Okay, so we really are talking about 60 years it's been. I mean, I find it hilarious that we didn't even start keeping track of sacks until like 1984. That wasn't even a stat, like in 1984, we finally go, hey, maybe we should start counting these.
Deacon Jones is over there going, I coined that term.
That's right. I'm the one who came up with
stats of everything out there on the field now.
Yeah, exactly.
Gee.
But there was a time when if the stadium did not sell out, they would not televise the game in your city. Minneapolis would regularly be like, we ain't going to get the guy.
They called it blackout. It was a blackout. The Dolphins used to do that too.
You had that with the Dolphins, exactly.
And the Orange Bowl was packed every Sunday afternoon. It was packed because people wanted to see the game, and they knew if they sat home, they weren't going to be watching it.
Well, Jacksonville just recently as like 2021, 2022, they were suffering from having blackouts in their own market because they weren't selling it.
So they're still doing it.
They still do it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good to know. You're right.
But there's ways
a reason why
around
they
it.
do
The only thing is now there's kind of ways around it.
Well, sure, there were
You know
back
what I mean?
then,
But,
too.
yeah, but not as easy as it is now.
Pillsbury, which was and is still centered in Minneapolis, they would go buy all the remaining tickets, and then they would give them away through Burger King because they owned Burger King. They still do. Once all the tickets were bought, then they could go ahead and televise the game. And they just bought a lot of goodwill with that because people were like, hey, I can stay home and watch the game thanks to the Pillsbury Doughboy or whatever. But even easier ways to get around it now. You're right. Plus, there's a million different places that you can go for football. I mean, there was a time when you were trying to watch, you wanted to see your team play. You had to see your team play, once every 3 to 6 weeks during the season if you were lucky. If you had blackout problems, you were like, oh, man, I'm not getting to watch my team play at all. This is terrible. But you would watch whatever was on, which is how I became a fan of teams like the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
I had no reason living in Minneapolis to be a fan of the Oakland Raiders, except that I like their uniforms and I like the fact that they played dirty. It was fun. It was my kind of football, you know? So, yeah, were there problems with this business model? Yes. But if you watched the Stallions on TV, you saw some really exciting and interesting stuff and things that I think the NFL should adopt. Getting to see some of the conversations and hear some of the conversations taking place on the sidelines, pretty cool. Enjoyed that. They really put you in the game. I mean, you really were largely inside of what was happening on the field, which is another reason why it was more fun to stay home and watch it on TV than it was to go to the stadium. In the stadium, you were just watching another football game. At home, you were like, I'm one of the players.
Sure. Right on the field.
Pretty cool. No clue on where Birmingham is going. And they're using this kind of, well, we could come back.
Well, that's what you know what? Don't do this. I mean, they did this once before.
Sure.
Very recently.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to pull the plug on this. Oh, no, we're not going to. We're going to stay.
We might
And now
come
they're
back.
doing it again.
We
It's
can
like,
easily come
what are you
back.
wanting us to go? Oh, please don't go. Please don't go. You know, fine. If it's the stadium is too large, there's plenty of other stadiums in our community that they can go to. But it's not, to me, it's not a stadium problem. It's the number of people that
Yeah.
aren't coming to the games.
I think that's probably
That's
true.
it. I mean,
Well, it looks
you can
bad
do
on
it at a
TV,
high
that's
school
right.
stadium. Then now what do you do?
Right.
We don't have but 5,000 people there. This looks awful. We're a pro team.
Yeah.
We can't get anybody to come to these games and support it. It's not that we don't love football. It's that
You
know
don't love
again,
your football.
time and money. Those two things, time and money, are going to
Yeah.
two major universities.
You only have so many entertainment dollars to spend, is what
Right.
it comes down to. And you have to decide where you want to spend them. And if you don't want to spend them on UFL tickets, well, that's your choice. You may want to go see, I don't know, Spider-Man Brand New Day. 2.5 hours, I understand it is.
Yeah.
Because
It is.
to me, it feels like, okay, so if you go to one of the Birmingham Stallions games, why are you going to that game? Probably just for the most part for the love of football. That you want to see the next level above college football play. Other than that, what is it?
Well, that's it. It's fun to
Right.
watch.
For college football, there's the whole thing of I went to school there, I support it, I love being on campus.
Unless, of course,
I
you're-
want to take my kids there. I want them to see.
Unless you're talking about the University of
campus.
Alabama, because 95% of their fans have never set foot on that campus except to go to a football game. You know that's true.
But
that's okay.
I think that's part of it. I mean, for me, I wanted to take Aiden to the games because I wanted him to have the same, have that experience of being on that campus,
right.
walking to the stadium, going in there and just seeing
Sure.
this mass of people and watching one of the best football teams in the country. That's a really cool experience.
You know,
and you've got skin in the game in it, you know?
FIFA Freddy says he's coming back to the United States
Yeah.
in the fall because he wants to experience college football.
Yeah.
He wants to experience the tailgating. He wants to experience the crowd. He wants to experience the whole thing. It's like,
Well,
dude, you are in
He's
for a
moving.
culture
Let me tell you
shock.
something. He's moving to the U.S. before you know it.
He probably
He's
will.
almost done.
Come to the state of Alabama in October, taking an Alabama and Auburn game, and come to Talladega.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Now you've got yourself a couple of cultural experiences there. 7:30, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Store-bought bagels ranked coming your way next. Little Smash Mouth. 7:35, Dixon Inviting, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. This was actually a song before it popped up in Shrek. I know people don't believe that, but yeah, it actually was
It had a life before the
a
movie.
radio hit, and then Shrek borrowed it and made it huge. Absolutely huge. Dixon Inviting Friday. We got a lot going on today. We're going to get to the bagel brands in just a moment. But first,
Yeah, this weekend, hey, an excellent time to get to know the guys at the Knowles Group, both tomorrow and again on Sunday between 2 and 3 o'clock. You're going to get some really great financial advice. It's all about budgeting, saving, investing. What do you want to do later on in life? And Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group will help to customize a plan to get you to that place. And there is a lot now that goes into this. We really got to think about, health insurance. What are you going to do later in life about health insurance? What about taxes? How does your Social Security or pension play into this? Your 401k? Is your money in the right investments? That's major. So talk with Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, and they love talking to anyone of any age. So if you're in your late 20s right now and you're like, well, I don't really have much money to even talk with them about. I'm just kind of getting going here, and I've got a few investments. They would love to talk to you. So don't be afraid to reach out because your nest egg seems to be a little bit on the small side. They love working with people like you because they've got all this time to grow that wealth. If you are maybe a little bit older and you're looking at retirement and staring you in the face and you're like, I don't have any of this put together, that's okay too. Call Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group. Get in touch with them online. Let them customize a plan. They can get it packaged together for you really well, and then enjoy life in retirement. That's what it's about. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, Knowles. TheKnowlesGroup.com is their website, TheKnowlesGroup.com.
it is 7:37, and I love a good bagel. I'm not a big fan of plain bagels. I'm also not a big fan of the everything bagel. It's almost a little too busy,
Too much?
Yeah.
Too
you
much
give
of
me-
a party there?
Give me some Asiago cheese bagel. You give me some. You give me a onion bagel. Cinnamon raisin bagels. Love
yeah,
those.
that's good, too.
Blueberry bagels. You ever have blueberry
I
bagel?
have had.
Pretty tasty, with the right kind of cream cheese on there.
Oh, yeah.
Reduced fat cream cheese, of course.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. It was a
No,
joke. Calm down.
Don't do that. If you're going to do the bagel, might as well go full
Yeah,
throttle,
exactly,
right?
exactly. You're all the way. You're like, that's like, I'm going to have the ice cream, but I want the
Diet Coke with
sugar-free
it.
chocolate topping. You're like, why are you putting
No.
sugar-free chocolate topping
Right.
on? Just, you've already got the sugar bug. Go for it. Some of these, I recognize the brand names, and some of them I've never heard of. But coming in at number 14 here is O'Do's Thins gluten-free bagels.
That looks horrible.
I think the less said about this, the
That's
better.
right. It just
I think there's a reason
it's
why it's ranked
very-
last.
That's a lame-looking bagel right there.
Yeah, well, it's a thin, like right off the bat, you're not a bagel.
Nah,
That's
nah.
bad. Coming in at number 13, Udi's gluten-free bagels. Why are these even in
Don't
this
don't.
taste test?
Well, they have to have some bad ones, so there you
I
go.
guess.
And because technically they put bagel on the label.
I suppose. Number 12, Dave's Killer Bread Bagels. Dave's Killer
I
Bread.
like their bagels, but
Yeah.
this one is just a plain bagel. No, I'll pass on that.
Made from
What makes
organic
it killer?
whole grains, which
Uh-huh.
gives it the appearance of a wheat bagel rather than just a plain one. When we took a deep whiff inside the bag, we noticed that the aroma was tangy, almost borderline on sourdough territory. Once we opened the bagel halves, we detected more complex rye notes. This is great for bread, but not necessarily great for a bagel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that big a fan of Dave's awesome bread, Dave's Killer Bread.
I
whatever
like
it is.
some of their other bagels, but not the plain ones. They're not
Thomas
bad.
Bagels.
These guys need to stay in their English muffin lane.
Yeah. I agree. They make a good English muffin.
Yeah, the English muffin is top notch.
As the biggest store presence of all the bagels we sampled, we were shocked to see the nearly floor-to-ceiling display at our local Walmart, covered with every variety of Thomas bagels possible, from onion to blueberry to cinnamon raisin. Even the end caps featured piles of these bagels on top of one another. Maybe the reason our Walmart has so many Thomas products to choose from is because the store couldn't give them away fast enough. Wow. They were stale? Ouch. Ouch. Boring bagels. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, that's a problem. Not my favorite. I have purchased them. I've eaten the onion
they're-
version before, but yeah.
When you're desperate and there's no other bagels, okay.
How about David's Deli Bagels?
These look like they're not even cooked.
First
Looks
brand
like
we sampled.
raw dough.
Yeah. Relatively easy to split. We noticed that these bagels were much smaller in size than other bagels we sampled. Main issue with this bagel is that it tasted like a sad, confused English muffin. Man,
Rough.
this is from Sarah Klimek. We've heard her work before.
Oh, we sure have.
Tasting table. Sarah can be brutal sometimes.
Oh, just wait. Have we talked about notes yet?
Oh, yeah. We'll get in there.
Okay.
How about Lovin' Fresh Bagels?
I don't know these.
I've seen them.
Have you?
Yeah. They're from Aldi.
Uh-huh.
Give them some credit. It was one of the cheapest bagels we sampled, and we've had good experience with this brand overall. In fact, we had a bag of Blueberry Oven Fresh Bagels in our freezer because we generally greatly appreciate the brand's price and consistency. So we were a bit surprised when these bagels were much doughier and thicker than the relatively dainty Blueberry Oven Fresh Bagel we know and love. The consistency has a whole lot of bread and a little chew, but not enough to confuse it with a fresh New York-style bagel. You know, if you're buying something from the store in a bag, it's not going to be, you can't compare it with a fresh New York-style bagel. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Not right.
I went to a place, the Sack and whatever it is, I can't remember. It's one of those northeastern grocery stores, and they had a whole section of bagels. And they were cheap, and bought a bunch of them and took them to the Airbnb I was staying in, and it had a bagel slicer.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
this place was so
Yeah.
into it. They had a bagel slicer and
They were
a
ready to
toaster,
go.
a toaster that accepted bagels. That was one of the best trips of my life, just because I was getting real New York-style bagels every morning. You're not going to get it out of a bag. Einstein Brothers Bagels Take and Toast.
Isn't this a place that's got some locations?
Yes.
Same
Starting
people?
to open up down here.
Yeah.
We don't live near an Einstein Brothers bagel franchise, so it was exciting to try one of these bagels at home. When we opened the bag, we immediately noticed how bulbous these bagels were, plus the bagels aren't sold pre-sliced, which compounds the difficulty of cutting these oddly shaped balls of bread.
Whoa. Kind of
This is
brutal.
number 8. We were really disappointed in this brand. There was no shatter on the crust. Each bite was just bread after bread. These bagels also didn't have the same level of chew as the company's close rival in this race, Panera. I got to tell you, if you got them at the actual Einstein Brothers store,
Then you'd be a lot better off.
you would find them to be much more delicious than this.
But she's complaining that she doesn't have one near her house.
Well, that's true. And again, you're buying bagels in a bag. You know, you're complaining about all the stuff that you're going to get when you buy a bagel in a bag. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm bagels. Pepperidge Farm remembers how to make bagels.
They're not bad.
Do they?
Remarkably easy to split in half, had a boiled coating that was about the same color and consistency as our other top-ranking bagel brands. Pull was slightly better than our lower-ranking bagels, which further cemented Pepperidge Farm's spot in the middle of our rankings. However, we thought the inside was drier than the Panera Bread bagels. Boy, you just love Panera Bread. And it was very apparent that these bagels lacked any complex flavor. Well, you picked the plain ones. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Guess what's coming in at number 6? Panera Bread. When we saw these bagels, we first thought they were resembled the ones we remember having at the brand's cafe when we were younger. Bagels had a distinct shine. We were excited to sample one since we had only been working with the bland bagels thus far in our taste test. We would confidently assume that Panera bagels were boiled based on color and sheen alone. The outside of the bagel had a slight chew and a solid bite, almost like it had been enriched with something to give it a brioche quality. However, we didn't see any milk or eggs listed on the label. That would substantiate this claim. Okay. Look, it's number 6 out of 16 or whatever. Number 5 is the one that I find in my refrigerator most often, Lender's Bagels.
Lender's is pretty good.
They're in the freezer section or the refrigerated section near the dairy products and stuff like that. And that's where I get my onion bagels most of the time. Something about the bagels just tasted off, says Sarah. Upon first glance, we noticed that the texture of these frozen bagels was rather doughy, like the bagel was underbaked rather than bready and overbaked like our lower-ranked brands. This quality gave the Lender's Bagels a very toothsome pull and unprecedented chew, which was great. Wasn't like the chew of a good New York bagel, though. Of course it wasn't. It's in a bag.
Stop comparing it to that.
That's right.
Compare the next
Can't
bag.
help it. I can't help it.
You know, here's the problem. This doesn't really drive like a Cadillac. It's not smooth like a
It's
Cadillac.
not a Cadillac.
No, you're driving a Chevette. That
Wonder
might be
why.
the problem. Yikes. Coming in at number 4, Stop and Shop Bakery Mini Bagels. I don't do mini bagels. I'm not even going to talk about this.
Took care of that.
You're anti-mini bagel?
Yeah, I hate them.
Really?
I mean, if you're going to have a bagel, have a bagel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, get serious with it.
Right.
It's like mini cupcakes.
Yeah, don't do that
What-
because you're going to eat more than one and you know it.
A cupcake is already a small cake. How much smaller are we going to get?
Right.
Huh? Stop it. Just stop it. Stop and Shop Bagels. This is what I was talking about. Stop and Shop was the place that I went up in the Northeast.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And fantastic bagels. I
Really?
mean, they're making them clearly in their own bakery section. And then they put them out. Oh, my God, they're so good. Purchase the Stop and Shop generic bagel brand found in the bread aisle to compare to the Stop and Shop bakery mini bagels. Luckily, this bagel delivered what the mini bagel lacked: size.
Well, that could be pretty much said of any other regular bagel, too.
Market side, plain New York style bagels. These are from Walmart, and they came in at number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to go, Walmart.
It's in the bakery section of our local Walmart. Bag looks promising since the bagels appear to be just about the size of the ones you'd expect from a reputable Jewish bakery. Plus, there was a good shiny crust. Could it be? Was this the perfect store-bought bagel we were looking for? Obviously not, because there's one above it, and that one is Ray's New York Bagels.
So for all of the comparisons that she did to Panera Bread, it's not number 1.
No,
That's funny.
that was
Yeah.
number 6.
That's funny.
Number
That
6.
is.
My father always said, whatever you do in this life, Richard, try to be number 6.
I was actually standing somewhere yesterday in a bakery section. I think it was Publix. And there were 2 everything bagels behind the plexiglass that you could get the bag and then put the 2 bagels in. I
Right.
was about a half a smidge.
So close.
And it was only like $1.50, but they were really big bagels, and you
Mhm.
could tell, and it
Mm.
had everything on. I was like, I'm tempted to try that. So
Mhm.
now I might go back and get that since
Uh-huh.
I saw it. I thought that was a pretty good price, $1.50 for
Yeah.
an everything bagel that's a larger than any of these that come in the bag.
You decided not to do it because you said you
I
didn't
just-
need the bread.
I
in
did.
your
I
life.
don't need the
Right.
bread. I was
Yeah.
like, don't do it.
No, I do agree that the willpower comes at the store.
Yeah,
don't
it
buy
really
the
does.
don't buy the bagel.
it. I'm gonna go home and I'll
Everything.
eat it.
That's right. On the
Because-
other hand, if it's the only thing you eat, it's not
Yeah,
necessarily
but
bad.
that's that's breakfast.
Get a little complex carbohydrates in there.
Yeah, right.
748 with Dixon and Vining. Your thoughts are welcome. 545-9950. Drop us a line, why don't you? 7:51, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Wet Saturday, staring us in the face. Pretty good Friday, though. If we do get rain, it will be later this afternoon, but mostly we're looking at drying up and a high of about 93. Scott texts us, says, I would love to date Debbie Schlissel. She makes me laugh constantly. I love her voice, and I would get every Sabbath off. You'd also see a lot of movies, Scott.
Yes, a lot of films.
She goes to a lot of movies. As you guys talk about flock cameras and tag readers, this is in Trustful, Deerfoot, on top of a cross in front of the cemetery. And there's a picture of the cross, and there's a big old camera on top of it. Jesus is watching you, is what I'm getting out of that. Yeah. So make sure you
He's overseeing things.
drive carefully. Talk about a wet summer. This is what I was working in yesterday in Tampa, Florida. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, a lot of pictures here of, boots covered with water. All the toll roads in Florida bill you with toll by plate. They don't ticket you anymore. Well, sure, after I move away, I see how that works. Because they used to, and I remember what happened was there was a lawsuit. Because the guy said, look, they sent him a big old ticket, like a $250 ticket for not paying the toll. And he took it to court, and he said, if they can send me this, fine, they can send me the bill and toll me.
Yeah, and I'll pay the toll.
Yeah, and so the judge ruled, yeah, that's right. That's what they should do. If they know where you are, then they should absolutely charge you the toll that way and not be fining you. And so that's what they're doing now, from what I understand. That happened well after I moved away, unfortunately. Stallions UFL once more. Another Birmingham failed franchise or league. The list keeps growing. Yes, McGee, we know. We're well aware.
Thank you, McGee.
I can remember when the team was the Birmingham Americans, says Tommy. When was that?
World Football League, mid-1970s.
Gee, so we've been we've been at this for a while, Richard and Steve.
Yeah. Let's see. David says, I think Publix has the Einstein bagels in the box in the bakery by the box. Okay,
I
that'd
haven't
be cool.
seen that.
I haven't seen
I'll
them either.
have to look for that.
Look where shopping is a pleasure. How much of a hypocrite are you to put a no Childersburg data center sign in front of the biggest, stinkiest, messiest paper mill in the state?
That's a good point.
A point well taken.
Yeah, very good, Kevin.
I imagine if you're going to be doing that, if you're going to have a paper mill there, then you probably ought to be open to at least a little bit of a data center, huh? These things have to go somewhere. And I understand the not in my backyard concept, and I understand the whole let's try to get these things out far enough away from society where they're not going to infringe upon people. But, you also have to have people who work there. People are going to actually have to be able to make it to that place. It can't be 100 miles in the middle of nowhere, unless you're going to provide them with a helicopter ride to work every day, which would be really cool. Here we have another idiotic, ridiculous, zero tolerance story.
Oh, boy.
Coming out of schools. First grader with autism suspended for biting his sandwich into the shape of a gun. This is in Fayette County, Georgia. He was suspended after biting his sandwich into the shape of a gun and pointing it at a classmate during lunch. According to his parents and school records, his family says the incident is part of a broader pattern of the district disciplining their son without adequately considering his disability. School records show Sarah Harp Minter Elementary administrators issued more than 24 disciplinary actions against 6-year-old John Medina.
It's a sandwich.
Some include indecent incidents of violent behavior, such as kicking and punching another student at recess.
Oh, no.
Since 2023, the school disciplined John at least 33 times, including 14 suspensions. Records also show John was suspended for pointing a water bottle at someone while making gun noises and was disciplined for drawing a pilgrim shooting a turkey. That sounds like
This
a hell
poor
of a school
kid,
system,
really.
doesn't it?
This is horrible. Get this kid out of the school system. This is probably why he's having so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because they're disciplining him over water bottles and drawing a pilgrim shooting a turkey. Who didn't do that? We all drew Come on. What is the matter with these people?
If you could have seen some of the sketchings that I made in the margins of my my notebooks back in the day,
Yeah, I'd be afraid.
I would have been put in jail. It would have been like, oh, what's this?
Something's going on in his brain.
There's a lot of red ink involved in your pictures, Richard. We couldn't help but notice. Yeah.
Golly.
Explain to me, because I want to sit down with these administrators and go, okay, so what's the fear with the sandwich that's shaped like a gun? Are you afraid he's going to shoot someone with some mustard? Like, what is the fear here? What really do you think is going to happen out of this? It's absurd. He didn't even bring a toy gun to school.
No, he made it out of his sandwich. He bit his sandwich
Yeah.
into the shape of a gun.
Yeah.
And pointed it at a classmate. Come on, he's not only is he a child, but he's a child with autism, right?
Heaven forfend.
My good heavens!
You should actually point your finger at somebody.
Right? I told you, Richard.
Hey, I'm feeling threatened.
And don't do it like Forrest Gump. Don't do it like Forrest Gump.
Don't do that.
Remember, this is how he pointed.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, both of you
Sticking
scaring
that
me
thumb
now.
up in the air, man.
Scaring me with your gun, your finger guns now.
Oh,
Could be loaded. You never know.
They informed me over the phone call that he was getting suspended for the sandwich thing, said his mom. And you're just like baffled. The family hired Donna Reynolds, a former special education director who worked in a different Georgia school district, to represent them during meetings with Fayette County schools. Reynolds said the suspension did not account for John's age or disability. I don't think a 6-year-old with autism would understand that it's not appropriate. So they make, their fingers into guns. They pick up sticks. They point them and make them into guns. He's not bringing an actual gun to school. You understand this, right, administrators? You get that there's not really a gun. The amount of stupidity.
so they feel maybe they feel threatened by this 6-year-old.
Yeah, sure.
They feel threatened by the 6-year-old. Just say that. Don't blame it on a sandwich that's been bitten into the shape of a gun. Just say I feel threatened by the 6-year-old. And then explain why. I mean, is he hitting kids? Is he
Yes.
throwing things at kids?
Yes.
Is he stabbing kids with things?
We don't know about that. I don't
Water
know.
bottle? What's going on there?
No, he's just shooting people with his water bottle.
With his water bottle.
Pointing his water bottle and going bang, bang. Oh, my God. This is a nightmare. We hear so many of these stories. And as we get back into the school year, we're going to hear some more of them because, this zero tolerance policy is ridiculous. Well, we don't have any policy. We don't have any leeway for people with guns. Okay, it's not a gun, but anything that looks like a gun. Really? Anything that looks like a gun. Here's how that was handled at Armitage Elementary School, where I went to school. Richard, put the sandwich down. Get back, finish your lunch. We've got to get back to class.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the beginning, middle, and end of that. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. 8 o'clock, Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Coming up in the next hour, a Mr. P is grilling tip. I'm going to teach you how to bite a sandwich into the shape of a gun, get suspended from school.
I would like to see a picture of that.
The gun?
Did it even look
The
like a
sandwich
gun, or did they say,
What kind of
well,
gun?
that could be in the shape of a gun?
He's
And can you
really
make a video for us?
an artist. He turned it into an AK-47.